Hi, this is Tim Shepard from the Vintage Airstream podcast. If you've been watching our last few videos, you see that we've recently put in a solar system from Go Power, and we put in an inverter. And we wanted to look into, now that we're going to be charging our batteries from solar, is you need to find a way to reduce the amount of power that you're using, especially at nighttime, and throughout the day, depending on the weather conditions, if you get cloudy days and whatnot. So a big source of power draw turns out in my trailer, which is a 1960 Airstream Ambassador, and it's an international model. Well, the international model means that each light fixture was dual source. It had a 12-volt light and a 120-volt AC light. So here are the light bulbs that were in my trailer. This is a standard household bulb, 60 watts. That's what I was using. And then a 12-volt bulb, which is 50 watts. So it turns out a 50-watt bulb at 12 volts draws somewhere around 3.94 amps, something like that. And I have 8 fixtures in here, so 4 amps times 8 fixtures equals a lot of power. The problem is there wasn't an LED version for 12 volt on the market. So I was looking for a way to fix this, and I came across m4led.com. the number 4 led.com. I'll put a link here at the bottom. And they make retrofit light kits for RVs. And the quality of the materials they use is very good. And so I went ahead and contacted them about my dilemma, sent them pictures of light fixtures, and within just a matter of weeks, they didn't have this, they designed this for us, and they're going to make them available. This is a 12-volt version of a filament light bulb, but as you can see, it's an LED. So it's the same light output. It's set for 50 watts light output, but it only draws about 11 watts. So you take this one, which is drawing close to 4 amps for one bulb, replace it directly, just screw it in the fixture. Now you're drawing about 0.8 of 1 amp. That's quite a bit of difference. So I'm going to go and put these in and show you what it looks like. And then they also had the idea at the same time to go ahead and make a LED 120 volt version so that the output light would match on our fixtures, which I thought was a great idea. So this one is a 120 volt 50 watt equivalent, and it also draws 11 watts at 120 volts. So yes, why does that matter? Well, when you're plugged in, you're plugged in. Well, if you had 8 60 watt light bulbs turned on, you're going to be drawing about 4.5 amps, I think, of AC current, and you only have a 30 amp service, so you're taking away 4.5 amps just by having all your lights on. If you simply replace them with this 120 volt LED equivalent and you had all 8 on, this one only draws 0.1 amp at 120 volts. So 8 of these draws less than 1 amp, where 8 of these draws 4.5 amps. So it does save you power even at the pedestal. It could be the difference between your blowing a breaker or being able to run your microwave without being more cautious of your power use. So plus it matches the output lighting wise, and I think it's a great idea. Do you have to caution you though, they're very similar. This one has a 12 volt sticker on it for the 12 volt version, so you want to make sure that you do not plug the 12 volt version in a 120 volt light socket, because you will blow it instantly and void the warranty. So you do have to be mindful of that. Be very, very careful where you're plugging it in. But what's nice about these is in our Airstreams, the light actually comes off the side of the bulb, because most of these light fixtures in here, and I'll show you some pictures, the light actually, the bulb is going in sideways where the light comes out toward the lens. So having these LEDs along the sides and on the end too included makes these very unique and very made for our fixtures. So very nice product from m4led.com, and I'll put some links to them in the video. They also, of course, make other bulbs for our RVs. These bulbs here are for my running lights. So these little bulbs will directly replace my, I think they're 57, number 57 bulbs in my running lights. So I'll be installing those. They also have the 1157 bulbs. These are typically used for tail lights and brake lights. They're usually a dual element. So these ones have two connections on here. So that will directly replace an 1157 bulb in my tail light. And my tail light also had a GE56 bulb. So we're going to try this replacement bulb he has for that. It's just an 1156 with just one contact. So these are all aluminum bodied surface mount LEDs along the sides. Very high quality products. Very high quality. So let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and plug these in. I'll put a current meter on so we can do some direct comparisons. Okay, here we go. I got it all set up. I have this is the light fixture in my Airstream. Like I said, it's a dual source. The left side is 12 volt. The right side is 110. I got a fluke meter here so we can read the current. Hopefully we'll be able to read that. And I'll show you back here. There's the two bulbs. Okay, so I do have the AC one already in. I'll go ahead and turn that on so we can look at it. That's the AC. And I have the 50 watt 12 volt light on the other side. So we can look at the current meter when I turn that on. Hopefully we can get a good view of the current. Okay. There it is. It says 0, 0. And when I turn it on, you'll see it's drawing 4.1 amps. Alright, that's a lot. Multiply that by 8. Alright, and I wondered why my converter fan was kicking on all the time when we had all the lights on. Let me back out. You can see the amount of light you get. I'll compare it with the LED. There's the LED AC voltage on the right and the standard filament bulb on the left. Okay, for 12 volt. So, all right, 4 amps, and I'll go ahead and swap it out. Okay, I got the LED bulb in. Take a quick look at the side. There it is. So both LED, you can see why it's important to have the lights LEDs on the side of the bulb and not just shooting out the end like a lot of regular LED bulbs do. So the lights of course off, so let's look at the current. We'll see it's at 0 and we'll go ahead and turn on. Now the last one was 4.1 amps with the standard bulb. And here we go, 0.8 amps. Look at that. That is quite a difference. Okay, 0.8 bounced up to 0.9. We'll give it 0.9. Still quite a difference of power. And look at that light. It's beautiful. And look how it compares to the 120 volt version of the same bulb. Okay, actually have a look at the back. See how they're lit up there? Very nice. Very nice the way m4led.com made these. Okay, let me do a quick thing for you. So there you go. LED standard. Okay. LED standard. So we're talking a lot of power. All right. There you go. Okay, that shows you all the custom lights that were made for my 1960 Airstream, including the new ones with the, I think it's called A19 base. So it's like a standard household light. Okay, so check them out. I'll put a link to where you can get these at the m4led.com website. Do be careful with the 12 volt. only into a 12 volt outlet. And besides the ones for this model Airstream, the vintage ones, M4 LED carries a number of lights, quite a few lights for other types of Airstreams as well. So he sent me a few to show you. There's this style here. It's kind of a round cylinder with 2 pins on the end. So probably for like some kind of reading lamp. Yeah, Airstream reading lamp. That's what he wrote on here. So they do carry those if you want to replace that kind. Here's the similar 1156 lamp that I used in my taillights. This is the single element version of the 1157. Has 2. The 1156 has 1. They come in a variety. They had come in cool white and let's see. Here's a natural white, same style bulb. This one's warm white, 3200K. That refers to the color. Here's another Airstream reading light, similar to the one I just showed you. And he also carries these small disc. This one's a natural light replacement for micro halogens. So if you have micro halogens, this is an LED replacement. You know, and these are all, like we talked about before, all these appear to be very nicely constructed, aluminum bases, multiple chips, LED chips on there. His products are really made for RVs, with RVs in mind. He has an RV. They test them in RVs because a lot of voltage fluctuations happen in trailers with the batteries, and being on a converter, voltage goes up when you're charging up to 14 volts. It can go down to 10, 11 volts. So these are all specifically made for a RV environment. Okay, so there you go. Check them out. M4LED.com. I appreciate them very much working with me on getting these. It's very critical to have this type of bulb, especially when you want to go solar, which means you really want to conserve energy. So that helps out a lot. And then all these other alternatives too. It's nice to have all the running lights and brake lights now in LED. So check them out, and you can check us out too. We're at the Vintage Airstream podcast over at theVAP.com, and all the work that I do, I'm actually sitting in my trailer. I'm sure you figured that out by now. All the work that I've done here on the trailer is also at theVAP.com, at blog.theVAP.com. Okay, I'm Tim Shepard. Thanks very much. Appreciate you watching the video.